I'm Dan with C Inside Sewer Scope. I already started a sewer scope inspection at 4484 South Vrain Street. My access point is in the basement here, tucked away in a closet, right around the corner from that little podium and the radon stack over there in the corner. So, my objective is to check the main line and make sure that there is no obstruction for the waste getting from the house to the city main line. Now I do have the kitchen sink on, which has been running for quite some time now. I should catch up to that water any moment here. There it is. It's a beautiful thing. Alright, so I wanted to have water running just to see if there's any low spots within the line. So the kitchen line's coming from behind us. We just connected into this line. Sorry, I wanted to give it a look. It's a little foggy at first. And here's our transition from cast iron over to clay. They do not thread these together or glue them together. They more or less just put a firm coat inside of a rubber fitting, jam them together, and then put a mortar around it to seal it. So it more or less allows it to move up and down or give it some flex without becoming detached or broken, and that's what we see here. A little bit of movement on the right side there, but this has nothing to do with the stability or the function of the line. So everything looks good in this connection here. Now I am aware that the line was just cleaned for tree roots, so we do know that we're not going to find too much of those, but right now I'm kind of just looking for any cracking going on within the line, or like I said before, any bellies, which is, we'll see some gathering of water in mass amounts. So there is a very fine hairline crack there on the left side. Those do not concern me. We will see those. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw those in a couple other unions, and that's very common with clay lines. The way they put these together, they more or less deflect it to get a good grade on it, and it could put a slight bit of pressure, which is what that is. That little crack happened on install, but has not moved in either direction or is leaking any further water than normal. So those don't concern me. I'll keep going. Whoever did the root cleaning here, I want to tip my hat off to, because wow, they got pretty much everything out of this line. So we are at 51 feet running into a belly here, which has reached about 1 3/4 at that point, and it's right in front of a turn, which is what I'm noticing there. So that's actually not that bad. Pulling back, you can still see the top ridge of the water. So this area right here is about a 4-foot belly, very minor though. When I say minor, it's because it's at a turn and it's only retaining about 1 3/4 water, so it's not completely filling up the line. So at this point, this is one of those lines you're just not going to want to put grease in. Putting grease in, paper towels, baby wipes, or feminine hygiene products, stuff of that nature will get caught up in that union, at that turn. And it's because it kind of levels out and does a slight dip and then turns out. So they meant to do that. It should have a better grade to it, so it doesn't retain as much water, but really doesn't affect the line as far as function, because there's nothing heavy going in this line besides human waste and toilet paper and stuff of that nature. So just don't put grease down or any heavy papers. Then there should be no concern of that turn there, because we can still see water flowing straight out of it. So that's good news. pretty far down there because the line keeps seeming like it's trying to level out here, like we're trying to match up to the city line. And like I said before, I got a good amount of water running. So this is like at max what you'll see whenever you're doing dishes plus a shower, or washing the laundry plus doing dishes. So we do have a good amount of water being put in this line right now, and my camera hasn't been completely 100% submerged. And my camera width of the screen here is 1 3/4, which is why I call that out to 1 3/4, because I can see the top ridge of that water still showing. And this is a 4-inch line, so and I was correct. So it was trying to level out to match up with the line, and then dove right into it at 91 feet. The sewer lines, for this age of a sewer, it's in great shape. I see no concerns. Just keep up with the cleanings, and just remember, don't put grease or paper towels down, or baby wipes, stuff of that nature, and you should have no worries whatsoever. Keep up with those cleanings. I would say every 18 to 24 months, and once you live here longer, you'll kind of get a better feel for what the guy who comes out to cut the roots, how much he's pulling out or what he's saying to you. And just keep in mind what he's telling you, because usually they're trying to let you know if they need to come more often or less often. And that's always important to know. So this line is in good shape. Cast iron to clay, minor roots, one minor belly at 50 feet, which is only a 4-foot belly. If it was anything past 6 feet with holding a lot more water, especially with waste, that's when I start to locate things. But at this point, it's just a simple fact of being cautious of not putting everything you could possibly think of down the sewer line, which is pretty typical of any home or any homeowner. Just trying to keep that in mind. All right, this will conclude the video. Thank you very much.